Okay, so before we get into the start of this video, you can just skip to the time on screen if you don't want to hear me rant about my YouTube channel. But if you do want to hear the announcement slash rant, go ahead and stay. So, school is shit. I hate it. I don't want to do it anymore. But that's besides the point. I have to. So videos are going to be a bit slow. I can't do anything about it. I love doing this YouTube channel. It's a lot of fun, but it takes a while. So I am working on more Gyaru Seki K Sims. It's in the works. I'm editing Nendo's video, and I just want to thank you guys so much for all the support and just the fact that you guys are just sort of stuck here waiting for me to get the next one out. I'm so sorry about that. It's been 2 weeks. I'm editing it. I know. I'm trying, but editing is not the most fun thing. So, thank you, and onto the video. Hi, okay, so I just wanted to preface this with yes, I am autistic. I was diagnosed sort of recently, so just wanted to get that out of the way. And second, in my mind, Kaidou is definitely autistic himself. Because he lives in like a whole nother universe. But I do find it strange that I love Kaidou so much, even though people in real life who act like Kaidou make me really uncomfortable. Due to my rigid thinking, I hate it when people like publicly do things that aren't socially acceptable, even though I myself am not a socially acceptable person. I've sort of been like trained to feel weird around essentially people that are like me. I It stems from like I guess a form of hatred. I don't want to say hatred though, but because that's a bit much. But for me, it comes from me not being able to include others in my vivid fantasies because well, they either do it wrong. Okay, you can do fantasy wrong. I'm sorry. When I describe something and then you inject your random thought and that's not the thought that I was thinking, it will frustrate me. Okay, that's just sort of the part of the way that my a part of a the bleh, I can't speak. Part of the way my brain works. Damn. Or it could be that people just see it as weird and also that no one will be like as into my fantasies as I am. Like no one's going to care as much as I do. But what does this have to do with Kaido? Well, he is, albeit a caricature, and not in a bad way, of people that prefer to live in fantasy, like me, and like I think a lot of autistic people prefer to live in fantasy. And I think the reason I like him, even though in reality I would be uncomfortable around him, is that I'm able to, in fantasy, somewhat forget my real biases and just enjoy seeing something I would do if I didn't have anxiety be portrayed on screen. Kaido lets me, and I think other autistic people, to find comfort in the humor of seeing someone who's so willing to share his inner world with other people. And it's fun to see a little guy who doesn't give a fuck about cringe. I don't like that word. Okay? Everyone's a little bit cringy and it needs to stop. Okay, some things are lame and that's true, but I think there's no reason to insult things that people like by calling it cringe. But anyways, that's besides the point. Everyone is cringe. I am so cringe. Okay, my YouTube channel is cringe, but that's what my YouTube channel is for. Is to allow me to make silly, fun, and hell, some might even say cringy things. And show it to others who are like me and like said cringy things. So yeah, Kaido is a character that I love in fiction. Not so much if he were real, but that doesn't matter because he's a way for me to love and appreciate cringe. And I think we need to do that more. Not just in fantasy, but in real life. We should be able to look at someone having a good time, and instead of thinking they're lame for doing that, we should be able to be like, oh my god, they're having so much fun. That's amazing. you know? Even if something seems cringy and you're not really supposed to take it seriously, it's a joke, it's still fun. Even if the joke itself is still cringy because the thing it's joking about is cringy, it's okay because it's fun. And I think Kaidou helps a lot of us realize that. Even if it is an over dramatization or whatever of people who like to live in their own little universe. All of us know that our little universes aren't real, but we love to pretend they are. We love to joke about the fact that they are, and it is honestly so funny to see Kaido insist that Dark Reunion is real. And also, another part of Kaido that I like is how much you can just tell he honestly likes this version of himself that he's created more than he likes how he actually sees himself. And I think we all need to let Kaido just live his life and be the Jet Black Wings, okay? Let him fight against the Dark Reunion. He is trying his best. He has expectations that he feels like he can't deal with, and he himself is just not living up to, placed on him by his mother. He feels like he's a failure, okay? But the Jet Black Wings isn't a failure. And I think it's just a really accurate way to portray something that a lot of people like to do, and that's pretend that they aren't themselves because they're not happy with themselves. And even though Psyche K is a comedy anime and most likely isn't meant to be looked into as aggressively as I am, I think it's just a really great thing to see. It makes me happy. Is it this serious? No. Am I going to make it this serious? Yes, because it's fun.